morning, everyone. Look at this great turnout, great crowd. Thanks, everyone, for coming. So today, Yoon-Kyu and I are here to talk about AvaCloud, which is the custom blockchain, layer 1 blockchain launchpad that Avalabs is building for developers and businesses to come and launch their blockchain applications on their own layer 1s. So the title of our talk is what used to take 1 year and $500,000 now takes 30 minutes and $50. And I really like this title mainly because traditionally to build your own layer 1, you have to hire a whole team of developers, host the infrastructure yourself, go to a bunch of different providers to get an indexer, RPC services, and with AvaCloud, that's all taken care of. And it's all now unified in a single place. And developers can come and just for $50, and hopefully within this session, we'll launch our own layer 1. To give a brief background on myself and Yoon-Kyu, we are Web3 solutions architects at AvaCloud, which means we're primarily focused on getting our clients to a production blockchain application, whether that's through support, helping them design their overall architecture, or getting sometimes in the weeds with them and helping them with whatever they need to get to a live application. So we'll go over today, Yoon-Kyu will talk about what is AvaCloud, and we'll do a brief live demo of launching our own layer 1. And then we'll talk about 2 auxiliary services that AvaCloud provides, the Gasless Relayer and the interchain messaging relayer that can be used to really connect your blockchain application to the overall ecosystem and create a better experience for your users. And then we'll talk briefly about Avalanche 9000 and how that changes things for the better on the AvaCloud side. So with that, I'll leave it to Yoon-Kyu to talk about AvaCloud more in depth.
All right, so thank you for the introduction. What is AvaCloud? If you think of AWS, they provide server, infrastructure, a storage service on the cloud as a service, right? So we provide blockchain as a service. So we're very highly scalable. From the beginning, we designed it to be very scalable, supporting multi-token. Also, we're very fast. We have 1 second, less than 1 second of finality. Also, we're very economical. We're going to be talking about the 9000 program that we have, and with that, more of a small and medium-sized business can now try our AvaCloud. Okay, so we provide managed services for your custom blockchain. As you can see, we provide all of these features. You can see validators, infrastructure, API, RPCs, so that you can basically query your data, see your data. If you want to see your block data, you can go to your Block Explorer. We have network level customizations. We also provide all those solutions in addition to your blockchain. Those we're going to be explaining more in depth later on, but you can definitely see all of these services. Before, you had to go look for any third-party apps to be able to see block data. And everything like privacy solution, gasless layers, all of that was very scattered. But now with AvaCloud, you can see all of those solutions in one place. So we make your blockchain easy. So you can see that all these pipeline, plan, build, launch, and scale for your blockchain. And us, AvaCloud, can come in any stages here. So we can come in as a team when you're planning for your blockchain service, right? You can always consult us for that. we come in and build and launch from our portal. And whenever it's time for your business to scale, you can come into the portal again and modify your settings so that you can have a scaled blockchain. So now we'll be looking at how we actually launch on L1. It's very easy. So Nick is going to be proceeding with the process. This is a live demo, so as you can see, this is our portal. You can come in and launch. So you can choose from DevNet to mainnet. Here we have a testnet starter, which you can start free. Okay, so we can proceed with the testnet launch. We are going to be setting up the information. It's all basically filled in with default data, but then you can come in and update all the information. Set it up. Set up your name, your token name. You can also make sure that you're going to be using Chrome Explorer when doing this, because we have our core app as a Chrome plugin, and we will be adding all that information so you can launch. These are the regions that you can choose from, and we will be launching a blockchain. So your L1 basically is ready. Okay, so you can, I don't know if you can see that, but there was a core app. You can sign your data with using the core app. And all right, so this is basically all the process that you can go through. You can see that it is very easy. It's with all the pre-filled data. You can always come back and change your data, pre-compiles as you need. Okay, we're going to be submitting this transaction so that this can be launched. And we'll see that the infra is being spinning up on the background. Okay, I guess we can go back, right? Yep. So the infra will be spinning up while we're proceeding with the presentation. So I'll be passing it to Nick so that he can explain more on Gasless Relayer.
Thanks. So hopefully our layer 1 blockchain will get spun up within the time frame of this demo, but you can see how easy that was just to come in, get your blockchain right out of the box with all the customizations, all the infrastructure deployed for you, so you can just immediately start building your application. Now, once that blockchain is up, the question then becomes, how do I build the best application for my users? And one of the ways AvaCloud aims to help businesses is with services that optimize their application. One of those services is our Gasless Relayer, which aims to solve the problem that EVM gas presents users and developers both. So gas creates a lot of problems. One being it slows the user onboarding experience quite immensely. For a user to use a layer 1 application, they need to get the gas token either from an exchange, an onboard, or through some sort of faucet if the layer 1 operator is distributing it that way. With the Gasless Relayer, users can immediately use the application without going through or even thinking about the complexities of the gas and kind of getting that to their wallet before they start. Traditionally, custodial wallets supported and kind of helped abstract wallets and gas away from the user. But for a small business, they're relatively expensive and they are centralized, which introduces single points of failure and kind of doesn't make it accessible to the entire Web3 application space. With the gas relayer, users still own their assets, and it's very cheap because you already own the gas token and you're just sponsoring gas for your users. Finally, sending on-chain transactions at very high scale is, on the EVM, pretty difficult. You have to keep track of gases and all the nonces for each of the wallets. And what the Gasless Relayer does is it abstracts that and takes care of all of those complexities for you. So really you can interact with the chain in a very Web 2-like manner, which a lot of developers like. It's a lot better experience, and it makes just building your application easier. So how does it actually do that? You can see that the dotted red line is everything that AvaCloud takes care for you as a developer. So an end user would come to your application, sign data, and your blockchain application would just have to send that signed data to the Gas Relayer server. And from that point, everything is taken care of. The relayer sends the transaction on-chain with the sponsor for the gas, which is passed to a trusted forwarder contract, which is also deployed and managed by AvaCloud, and which then sends the verified transaction to the end smart contract. So whether it's an ERC20 transfer, an NFT mint, that transaction actually occurs on-chain. The user still remains control of their assets, but they don't have to deal with the gas or anything complex about the Web3 world. So with that, I'll pass to Yoon Kyu to talk about another service offering, our interchain messaging relayer, to connect your L1 to other blockchains and be able to interact between them.
All right, so what is ICTT? Individual L1s can result in isolated problems, isolated ecosystems, right? So what does that mean? Basically, how, now that you have your own blockchain, how will you be able to transfer AVAX or the other tokens from the other L1s to your blockchain? So the problem that we could have had was users cannot send assets to different L1s. So using this interchain messaging, you can now the assets are natively interoperate between chains. So you can basically bridge your tokens from your L1 to different L1. So the services that are on C chain are not available, were not available on L1s, but then now you can have the C chain services that can be sent to L1 ecosystem. So basically you can change between AVAX and your token. Fiat on-ramps are very expensive to have onto your own L1, but then now that we can do the bridging, users can on-ramp to the C chain and just interchange those tokens. So we'll be looking at how that actually works. So we designed this ICTT, interchain token transfer, that enables interoperability. So what users can do is just request to transfer token, and that's the only thing they have to take care of. And all the other things that go beyond all source chain and remote chain, this is all handled on the back end. So basically here you can see the users can interact with this smart contract, and this smart contract will handle all the locking tokens in your source chain, and it keeps track of the tokens inside your source chain, and it will trigger the message. So this one preps the message, it goes to the bridge server and sends the message. This bridge server does not change anything. You cannot interact with this bridge server. It just checks the validity of your message, and it sends the message to the right remote chain. And then the remote chain will recognize the message, and it'll release the tokens on your remote chain. Okay, so we'll see that how the infra has spun up for our L1. We'll check on our AvaCloud portal. Since we have that, we are now going to go set up our validators. You can add, you need only 2 validators to set up for your testnet. So whenever you need more AVAX, you can come in here and add funds to your P chain. Yeah, and have the validators signed with your core app. Okay, and the signing is done. Right. And now, since we've set up the validators, we can now add the validators to our chain and finish it up. As you can see, everything is very smooth and easy here. Okay, finishing up with the signing. All right, and now you have your L1 set up. That was easy, right? We can always check our details here. You can come to this part to deploy your public explorer. You can come into this tab for the interoperability. You can set it up. Gasless transactions, so you can set up the Gasless Relayer here. Always, you can come back and modify your precompiles and modify it to your to meet your needs in the blockchain that you need. Okay, so that was quick and easy. All right, so I'm going to pass it to Nick so that he can explain more on our Avalanche 9000.
Great, thank you. So I think one thing I want to highlight before moving on is the reason we chose to do a deep dive on the Gasless Relayer with the interoperability is these 2 services can also be combined. So that really kind of enhances the narrative of creating a better user experience for your applications if you really have gas abstracted with an easy operability solution out of the box. Provides a really great user experience and builds the whole Avalanche L1 ecosystem very easily. So with Avalanche 9000, as I'm sure you've heard about 9000 at a lot of these talks, but AvaCloud is really excited to offer a discounted price for creating new Avalanche L1s. So previously, originally, our testnet starter was $15.99 per month, and the discounted price will be $50 a month, as well as mainnet will go down to $4.99 a month. And we're really excited about this opportunity for many L1s to be launched extremely quickly so people can experiment, learn more about the technology, and really just we want people to focus on building the right application for their use case and not having to worry about any of the infrastructure, any of the services you need, and just building an amazing application. In addition, there are also other grants that you can apply for when building an L1, and you can learn more about those programs and on the Avalanche website. So with that, we're done. Please try AvaCloud out today. You have the opportunity to launch your L1 with a free trial, so you don't even need to initiate any payment. And if you use code Summit Testnet 9000, you'll get the discounted price of $50 on Testnet for 6 months. So yeah, we're really excited for you to launch your L1 and happy to talk with you and learn more if you need.
Amazing. Thank you very much. We do have time for some questions, so does anyone have any questions? Oh, I see the first one already. All right.
Sorry. So my question is about like how does this play with the overall ecosystem outside AvaCloud? Meaning, is the idea here, for example, you're launching there, and then you have, I don't know, like 10 validators, and you want to go permissionless eventually, like Avalanche 9000 and all that. So then it will kind of play nicely with validators. It's no different than a normal app layer one that was launched also outside AvaCloud, right? So
right.
Okay, and like for example, the relayer and messaging, this can also play together with relayers that are outside AvaCloud, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you remain in full control of your L1. It's like AvaCloud does not own anything. We are just running the infrastructure. If you want to run validators outside or go permissionless at some point, you definitely can. If you want AvaCloud to launch launch the relayer, you can do that as well. So really, we just are a complementary offering for whatever you need.
And one final thing, then, and the validators themselves, like you guys have a pool of providers, or all these validators in kind of one provider? What can you say about that? Like, is it like, how is the decentralization of the providers behind it?
So we currently offer validators on AWS and GCP, hoping to launch other providers soon. But you can also, that's a customization that you can pick. You can do all on AWS, all on GCP, mix of both. So it's really up to you as the builder.
Amazing. One more question. Yep.
Is the Gasless Relayer and any other things like the Block Explorer, Indexer, are those additional costs to the base costs, or do they come out of the box with that base cost?
So the Explorer comes out of the box. The Gasless Relayer is an additional cost, but it's on a per transaction basis. So it doesn't, you're not charged anything immediately. Just as your users start using it, we charge a small per transaction fee.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Do we have any more questions? Nope. All right. Thank you very much, you two, for the great presentation.